Okay, thanks, Christina. I appreciate that. And I just want to say a special thanks to Christine and Tracy for inviting me down to address you here this morning. Hopefully we can share some tips and some ideas on how you might get the best from your networking events and networking mixers that you attend. I know they put a lot of work into trying to get this organized this year, so, and it's great to see so many people here. Okay. So what I'd like to do is just talk a little bit about networking and about referral marketing. Okay. So let's look at networking. All right, we'll start with that. Why are we all here this morning? Okay? What's our purpose for being here this morning? Okay? We need to get some mindset maybe and some skills here in place to get the best out of our networking events, okay? So it's an interactive presentation, by the way, so there's no problem for, for some feedback here. So give me some feedback. Give me an idea why you actually came here this morning. What was your intentions or what were your goals when you came here this morning? Somebody. I
hope to make new contacts.
Make new contacts, okay, absolutely, great. Meet new people, okay.
Get educated about other people's businesses so I can educate them about what I'm about.
Very good, okay, so to learn more about other people's businesses so that you can develop relationships that way, absolutely, okay. Anybody else?
Share a few ideas and stuff.
Share ideas, okay, absolutely, okay. Anybody else? Yeah. Great. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Oh, absolutely. You're spot on with the feedback that you're giving me there. All of those bites are absolutely important in your networking skills. Okay. But let me just give you an idea. I was at a networking event recently there with a couple of hundred people in the room. Okay. And we were talking about the reasoning, just going through this, why everybody was actually there in the room. And I was asking for some feedback just as I did there. And a lot of people put their hand up and said, well, I'm hoping to maybe do some business here today. Would that be a fair comment? Yeah? I'm hoping to make a sale here today. It'd be great. Absolutely. Okay. So I asked everybody then, for a show of hands. So a show of hands, who is here today hoping to make a sale, hoping to do some business? Okay? Okay, and the majority of people put their hand up in the room. Okay, just exactly what happened here. And then I asked a question, okay, tell me, how many of you are here actually looking to buy something or purchase something? Show of hands, please. Okay, all right. And that is the problem. In other words, that is what we call the networking disconnect, okay? So if you're coming here hoping to make a sale and hoping to do some business, and the majority of people here are here not to buy, in fact, everybody is here maybe to sell if they can, and that is the disconnect. And the likelihood is that you're going to be disappointed. You're probably not going to get that sale or get those businesses, the business that you're thinking of. Now, don't get me wrong, it can happen. It can happen that you may pick up a sale or a good contact that you can follow through with and then generate some business, okay? But it's rare. Because if you have a mindset of coming to a networking event to make a sale and there is nobody there really to purchase, it's a total disconnect and it's not going to work for you, okay? The idea of referral marketing is that you will eventually be able to establish long-term relationships. It's a long-term goal thing where you will meet people at these networking events to establish those relationships and then move it on into business. Okay, make sense? Okay, so let's start with the right mindset. We're not necessarily here to sell anything today. Is that okay? Hard for some of you, I know, for those die-hard salespeople, but let's look at just changing our mindset slightly for this morning, okay? So we need a skill set as well. And we're going to talk about that later on in the presentation to give you some skills, some ideas and some tips how to get the best out of the rest of your morning here, okay? Okay, so don't confuse direct selling with networking. Okay, don't confuse it. A lot of people make that mistake and confuse direct selling with networking. It's about farming, not hunting. So it's about long-term strategic relationships. It's about relationships building long-term. It does take some time, okay? And again, you need to require a skill set to make that happen. Instead of focusing on what's in it for me, what can I get out of this, it's about how can I help other people. So here's a scenario for you. We all like people to help us, don't we? I mean, if people come to us and offer us help, how can I help you get more business? How can I help you get more business? Would that be an ideal scenario for a lot of people?
Yep.
Yeah. And if that person can help you, what do you want to do in return?
Reciprocate.
You want to try and give some, you want to try and help them back, don't you? Okay. So again, in these long-term relationships, you get to know what it is that each other's businesses are about, what you do, what would be a good introduction or referral for you, and work on those strategies going forward. So it's about how can you help each other? How can I help you? How can I help you with your business? Is there something I can do? Tell me more. And if you go again with that mindset, you'll find that you'll get a lot more from your networking events or mixers. Okay. It's about growing your business by helping others. So this is the mindset that will work for you and dramatically change your networking results. So it's about how can I help? How can I help others, and how can I help you grow your business? Okay. So what is the definition of networking? Any ideas? Give me some feedback. What's the definition of networking? So the overall goal. What's the definition of it? What do you think?
Exchanging information.
Exchanging information. Okay.
Creating relationships.
Creating relationships. Absolutely, incredibly important to do that. Yes.
It's a system of like-minded people.
It's a system of like-minded people, where we hope everybody in the room is like-minded, don't we? We've met some people at networking events. I've met them. We've all met them. That they're there, swapping business cards, getting as many business cards as they can, running around the room. So and who here likes to be sold to? In other words, if somebody comes up to you at a networking event and starts selling to you, and swapping cards, that type of thing, does it impress you? Does it do anything for you? No, I think most of us would agree that we don't like to be sold to. So we're hoping that everybody is like-minded. Absolutely. Okay. The purpose of networking is to expand your contact sphere. We're going to talk about this and actually do an exercise in this in our networking break. Okay. So a contact sphere. What do you think a contact sphere might be?
It's who do I know?
It's who do you know? Okay.
And who they know.
And who they know? Okay. All right. So they're contacts. Okay. Anybody else give me some feedback on it? What do you think? Anybody heard the term before?
Yeah.
You have? Okay. Okay. Okay, let me explain it to you. A contact sphere, okay, is a group of businesses, okay, who share the same target market or similar target markets, but they're not in competition with each other. Make sense? So in other words, if you can associate yourself in a contact sphere with businesses that share your target market or similar target market, and you're not actually competing against each other. Does it make sense that you could, form a relationship that you could help each other grow your business because you have the same target market, don't you? Or very similar target markets, okay? So a contact sphere is about seeking out people or businesses that share the same target market, but you're not competing with them. So that's what contact spheres are all about. So it's about expanding your contact spheres, finding people who are in different business but serving the same target market. And I know, again, Tracy and Christine this morning, in advance of this networking event, actually gave us all the names of everybody who was going to be here, didn't they? You all got that? So they gave us by profession, they even gave us contact details, so we knew who was going to be here this morning. How many of us actually made a decision to go through that list and decide, I'd like to talk to that person, or I'd like to talk to that person? So who came here with networking goals? You did? Absolutely. Okay, great. So you were focused on what you were going to do here today. Yes?
Well, there are a few names on the list that look interesting.
Yes?
And I didn't know what kind of company they had whatsoever, but I just coincidentally I met them.
Okay, great. Absolutely. What I'd ask you to do now is try and seek out the people who may be in your contact sphere. So think about businesses, as I said earlier on, that serve the same target market. So look at the business people on your list, and we're going to help you with it later on here as well. We have some guidance for you here later on during the networking event. Talk to them and see if you can form a relationship with them, or is it worth bringing it forward. Is that okay? Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so let's have a focused goal on our networking this morning. Let's try and change our mindset rather from thinking of making business, making a sale, to a long-term strategy of how can I form a relationship with these people, how can I help them with their business, and in turn they will help me. Is that okay? All right, great stuff. It's about diversifying your networks and contacts. So it's about diversifying your networks and contacts, okay? Some of us here, I know today, we're all super networkers because we're all here this morning, okay? But some of us will be members of lots of different networking organizations, I presume, like, the Chamber do great work, here in Westmeath and throughout the Midlands. All of the chambers that are associated with this event specifically put networking events together for you, so you would go to those. You would have other possibly business networking events that you might attend, and so on. So you need again, to be successful at networking, you need to diversify your contact sphere. Okay? That in turn will enhance your knowledge about other businesses and what can be achieved out there. Okay? So you gain more knowledge and you diversify your networks. Okay? So ideally, it would be a good idea to be a member of at least 3 networks. What do you think? You're diversifying your contacts, you're diversifying your sphere of influence and your contact sphere. So ideally 3 networks, if you can handle it and have the time to do it. Have a look at them first and make sure that they're relevant to what it is you do. Okay? You need to get out there, guys. So networking is about what? What is networking about? It's about talking about your business, isn't it? Yeah. It's about talking to other people. So you've got to get out there and meet. Okay.
Sorry, when you say 3 networks, I suppose you have to kind of, it isn't clearly defined, as far as I say, it's clear. Some people don't want network potential of a networker.
Sure.
If you're in the flower business,
Yes.
there aren't a group of flower makers or flower suppliers that get together and not that I know anything about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. There are a number of different types of networks, okay? So you would have a casual sort of network, which would be, even treating your football club, golf club, those types of things. That is a network in essence. It's a casual network, okay? And then you would have the other networks where you would have your Chamber of Commerce, you would have, the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, all of those different types of networks, okay, and different people involved in them. And then you would have strong contact networks where people specifically meet on a regular basis to help each other grow their business and make contacts. B&I would be one of those particular strong contact networks. Business Networking International would be one of those ones, okay? So, you need to diversify, you need to spread out there a little bit in your networks. Pick networks with clear, relation to your own business. Pick networks that, will help you meet people who can possibly put you straight in front of your target market, okay? Think in that way and change your mindset when you're looking at these networks, okay? Okay, thanks, Andy. Okay, so when you generate more and better referrals, obviously it's going to increase your business, okay? So that's the definition of networking, all right? It's a process, it's a system, but if you change your mindset and introduce the skill set, it will absolutely work for you. Okay, so are you getting enough? What do you think? No? No? Are you getting enough? Okay, are you getting enough referrals? We're talking about referrals and referral marketing here. Ultimately, your networking endeavors and when you're out there networking will hopefully lead to more and better referrals for your business. Okay, so it's about referral marketing. Okay. Definition of a referral. So when somebody gives you business or somebody gives you an introduction or a referral, what shape does it take normally for you? Anybody? Some feedback? If somebody refers you.
Contact to, the end user.
Yes.
That they already deal with.
Excuse me.
Your services.
Okay, so they give you an introduction to somebody that they know that is looking for your services or products. Okay, great. Okay, great stuff. Okay. Anybody have any?
It's an endorsement of your brand.
It's what?
It's an endorsement of your service or brand.
Absolutely. Somebody has put their name to you, haven't they? This person who's recommending you has put their name to you to somebody that they know. Could be their best client. Could be one of their best contacts, but they've recommended you. Absolutely. Anybody else? Anybody? Who gets referrals here? Okay, a lot of people. Absolutely. And do you think, who would say that, your business depends a lot on referrals? Like, a big percentage of your business would, big percentage. Okay, would I be fair to say 60%? Hands up. 70%? Less? Okay, all right, great. We all know that we get referrals, but I think most of us in the room here don't track it. So we don't track the actual amount of business we get through referrals, do we? You do? Fantastic, absolutely brilliant, great stuff, okay. So some of us do, but the majority don't. It's a great idea to track the actual referral business you're doing, because if you put a strategy in place for your business, a referral marketing strategy in place for your business, you will need to track it. And if you don't know what you're getting by referral at the moment, what the amount is, how do you know if you're making improvements and so on and so forth? So you do need to put a tracking system in for it. Okay? So the definition of a referral is an opportunity to do business with someone in the market to buy your product or service. It's an opportunity to do business with someone who is in the market to buy your product or service. Okay? The caveat on that is it's not a guaranteed sale, but it is a chance to discuss your product or service with the prospect. Okay, because it's up to you, once the introduction has been made and somebody has referred to you, it's up to you then afterwards to make sure that you follow through on that, isn't it? Okay? All right. Definition of referral marketing. We've talked about it this morning. Referral marketing is about putting a strategy in place for your business. It's a business strategy to attract new customers and clients or clients through a process of relationship building. Anybody doing that currently at the minute? We all are. A lot of us are. Yeah. You know, we work with particular clients on a very, you know, personal level. We give them a lot of our time, and that's we're already doing it. But what would it look like if you had a strategy in place for your business that would produce a long-term strategy in place for your business that would produce a regular stream of referred business, a regular stream, almost predictable, that you could count on saying, I am going to get X amount of referrals this month, and the likelihood is that there's going to be worth to me this amount of money. If you have a good referral strategy, a referral marketing strategy in place for your business, you can actually do that. Okay, and the referral business that you will get will be of better quality. Why do we like referred business? What's it like to us? What does it mean to us? Okay, apart from the obvious stuff that, you know, it's an opportunity to do business.
It's kind of the opposite. Most people are very against cold calling and cold contacting.
Yes.
So a referral, or to an extent a qualified referral,
yes,
makes that initial contact warm.
Okay.
In a cultural sense, people are much happier making a warm contact because there's an element of introduction there.
Yes, absolutely. So in other words, it's kind of easier, isn't it? So when somebody has already made the introduction for you, spoken about you, say how good you are at what you do, and they're happy enough to recommend you to somebody, when you're sitting in front of that prospect, you know, it's not a cold call. Do you have to go through the whole sales process? Maybe not quite as much, because there's a level of credibility. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
It's free, right?
It's free. It's a level of credibility already established, absolutely. So the other thing is as well,
half is in the door.
You're what?
Half is in the door.
You're halfway in the door. All of those things apply, absolutely, 100%. So it's probably easier business, isn't it? Okay. Generally, it's not about price. Necessarily, they're looking for value, but generally, it's not about price, because they're looking. The prospect is looking for your product or service. They're actually in the market for it. They may be looking at price comparisons, but what they're looking for is a recommendation from somebody who's done business with you. And that says a lot to them. They want the reliability, they want your service, and they want the you to deliver on the recommendation that they have got. Is that okay? Does that make sense? Okay. And generally, these people are a little easier to deal with, aren't they, than the traditional way of prospecting and all of that. And the other thing is your close-in ratio compared to traditional prospecting techniques goes through the roof. You will close more business that way. Would you agree? Okay, so it all makes perfect sense. Excuse me? Yes, absolutely.
There's an element, for me, with referrals, a big thing is it's all about trust. And people tend to buy, or don't buy from people that they don't trust. So when you get a referral from somebody that somebody knows, there's an element of implied trust when that referral is given. So when you're meeting somebody that's kind of there already. So
there's a trust, you know, a credibility and trust already established, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. So it's a business strategy to attract new business, okay, or clients through a process of relationship building. It results in a flow of personally recommended business, okay, a constant flow of personally recommended business. One thing we say in the Referral Institute, when you're working with referral partners through your referral marketing strategy, okay, it may sound a little bit out the door at the minute, but you know, if you think about it, you all have really good clients who refer business to you. You can think of certainly one client who refers a lot of business to you, okay? Think if you had 4 to 6 of those clients constantly referring business to you. They know exactly what your business is about. They know how to talk about you. They know how to deliver your message to third parties, resulting in a flow of business. Think of about 6 maybe, 4 to 6 people doing that on a constant basis for you. What do you think would happen?
Very busy.
You'd be very busy, wouldn't you? And you know something else? You're working a lot. You don't necessarily have to work as hard, okay? I don't know. There's a wide range of businesses here this morning. I don't know how you get people into your business. Is it footfall? Is it prospecting? Is it traditional sales techniques? All of those things. But if you were working by referral, certainly you don't have to work quite as hard Because when you're doing the traditional prospecting things, you have to be there, don't you? When you're there, doing the selling, you have to be there, don't you? Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work without you, does it? You have to be there, right? But when somebody is out there talking about you and looking for referrals for you, you don't have to be there because they're doing the work for you, aren't they? They're actually doing the work for you. So again, it will save you time and your quality of business and closing ratio will go up. Okay, let's go through some of the figures that we've gained through the data that we have and look at it. So traditional prospecting, traditional sales techniques, okay? 1 out of 20 prospects with traditional sales techniques will likely buy from you. 1 out of 20 will likely buy from you. So if you're anybody cold calling? Anybody use cold calling for this? You do? Okay. You do? And first of all, do you know your ratio, how what you need to do to get some business? It's probably a bit less than that, is it? A little bit more, okay. So you're obviously good at what you do, okay. Oh. Okay, great. All right. Do you enjoy it? Okay. All right. I think most people would agree that they don't necessarily. I've met people who absolutely enjoy it. They absolutely enjoy it. They just love it. They thrive on it. But I personally don't, and I know most of us don't enjoy cold calling. It's just the way it is. Okay. So these are the figures that we have coming out. So 1 out of 6 referred clients will likely buy from you, and I think that's maybe just a little. I think it's actually better than that now at the moment. Okay. So 1 out of 6 referred prospects will likely buy from you. So that automatically increases your closing ratio by close to 300% compared to traditional forms of prospect. Okay? Referred clients stay with you 4 times longer. You've all heard the story that, how much does it cost you between time and effort and money-wise and everything else to put a new client in place? It actually costs us money to put a new client in place. But a referred client will likely stay with you 4 times longer than a prospect. Coming through traditional sales techniques. Referred clients buy 3 to 4 times more from you in the first year. And referred clients are about 2.5 times more likely to refer you. Is that okay?
Yeah, but they also can come back to you for information about something that mightn't be your product, but do you know of anyone who would provide this service or that service?
Yes, sure.
And that can be very helpful.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, good point, absolutely. Okay, so these are some of the figures working. These are the benefits of working by referral. Okay. I'm going to give you a slight warning here. Okay, we're going to go in shortly we're going to start our networking. Don't assume that they're going to, because you've talked and that you've built a relationship here today based on the conversation that you've had. Don't assume that they're automatically going to refer you. Okay. The chances, there may be a chance there, but rarely does it happen. Okay. And the reason I'm saying that is that there's a process involved here about getting somebody to actually refer you, okay? And we call it the VCP process, okay? It's about visibility, credibility, and profitability, okay? So today, apart from the people who know each other, we're just all visible to each other today, aren't we? We're all sitting around. It's the first time you've seen me, first time I've seen most of you guys. So, we're just visible with each other. What is the likelihood, even if we had a conversation, that I would refer you business or that you would refer me business? What is the likelihood of that? Slim. It's absolutely slim because I don't know you. I don't know what it is you do. I don't know whether you're credible. I don't know whether you're trustworthy. I don't know anything about you. So the likelihood of me referring you to somebody that I know, one of my clients or one of my own contacts, is slim. So there's a process that you need to go through. Okay? So being in visibility really means you are visible with a referral relationship when you know who they are. Okay, and I don't even know who some of you are, okay? And they know who you are and what it is that you do. We're purely visible with each other. We're purely visible with each other, that's it, okay? The next stage in the process is credibility. So you've got to build it, your relationship up to a credible status, okay? And that happens when they perceive you as being reliable, worthy of confidence, trust, and you both understand what would be a good prospect for you, who would be a good referral or a good prospect for you. Okay? And the third step is profitability. You are both. Sure, absolutely, no problem. Yeah. And who would be a good prospect for you, sir? Okay. Let me just, I know we're just running out of time. We've only got 5 minutes to go. Sorry.
Doesn't that ask what okay, or the accountant, and you won't understand who would be a good prospect?
Yes, absolutely. So base it this way. People get confused with this VCP, visibility, credibility, and profitability. When I talk about profitability, it's not about you and I, for instance, you and I meet, and I'm doing business with you on a one-to-one basis. It's about you introducing me to people. In other words, your contacts. Do you understand? So in other words, what would be, when you and I understand with each other, what would be a good referral for me, and I know who would be a good referral for you, then we are referring each other to prospects. Is that okay? Rather than the business that you and I might do together. Okay, that will come if you're building a relationship with somebody long-term with the referral marketing strategy in place. You and I will likely do business if I'm in the market for your product or services, okay? But what I would hope you would do is for us to get to know our businesses well enough so that we can refer each other and we can help each other in that way. And the ideal way of starting that is to identify your contact spheres for your business. That's one of the ideal ways to start it. Does that make sense? Absolutely. That's exactly a good way of putting it. Absolutely. And it's all about who do they know. Okay? All right? Great. Profitability is when you are both consistently and proactively referring business opportunities to each other. That's the profitability. It's not about the business we do on a one-to-one basis. It's about us referring each other on to third parties, okay? That's the profitability part of it, okay? So when you get to that level, you need to maintain the relationships. And again, this morning we're talking about a small element of what referral marketing is about, okay? Networking is part of it, but it's only a small part of it. There is a lot more to it than just this. So we'll start on this one and help you get the best out of your networking activity. Okay, Alan, do you want to do those boards? So visibility with credibility. So visibility plus credibility will eventually lead to profitability for you in your business. And by profitability, I mean referrals. Okay? Okay, so let's start networking. I spoke earlier on about contact spheres. Remember? Remember that? Okay. So what we've done is we've helped you out a little bit, and we have set up some contact spheres here. You'll see them on the flip charts, okay? So we have trades, we have health and wellness, we have financial contact spheres, we have corporate services down there, and then we have the property contact spheres, okay? Now, some of you may or may not see your businesses listed there, okay? But what I'd ask you to do is have a look if your business is there. Make your way over there, okay? And there'll be a number of people who will be in your contact sphere. We have some facilitators who are going to help you out there, all right? I'd ask you to remember the mindset that we're talking about. It's not about selling, but it's about making contacts for long-term relationships. If you don't see your business listed, make a guess, okay? And some of your businesses will overlap different contact spheres, by the way. Okay, so again, travel around there, move yourself around and meet the people. But it's a good way, it's a good direction, and it's a good goal to be able to start networking straight away. So we're getting straight to the goal. Does it make sense? Everybody okay? Any questions? Okay, off you go. Great stuff.